This is the first episode of NEC News Today. I'm Jeremiah McKinnon of necnewstoday.com. Here now are the top cannabis news stories from around New England for the first week of March 2022. The Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission has extended the waivers that allow healthcare providers to certify new patients for the medical marijuana program via telemedicine due to the pandemic. Since March of 2020, the Commission's executive director has allowed initial certifications to be performed via telemedicine in an effort to prevent the risk of exposure to COVID-19 for both patients and providers. The Commission's vote to extend the waivers until June 30th was not unanimous, as Chairman Hoffman voted no. Chairman Hoffman shared his belief that the right way to do the extension was by making a change to the existing regulations. He was overruled by the other four commissioners. For now, the waivers have been extended until June 30th, 2022. For more information about the telehealth waiver, please visit necnewstoday.com. Fernway, a cannabis vape company in Massachusetts, is going a step beyond selling your average branded merchandise. The company has recently launched their own clothing and apparel website. The site offers Fernway's own line of t-shirts, hats, jackets, clothing, and other accessories. Some of the items are limited stock or part of a limited edition release. The Color Block hoodie with its patchwork of purple, orange, yellow, green, and blue is one of the limited edition products. Only 75 are available for purchase, and they won't likely be back according to the product description. For any out-of-stock items, such as the black varsity bomber jacket, the website gives customers the option to receive an email when the product is back in stock. Check out our website to find out more, or visit the Fernway store directly at thefernwaystore.com. Officials say a Pittsfield man that was taken to the hospital with severe burns was a result of an explosion caused by a hash oil extraction. Authorities believe the man was engaged in a hash oil extraction using flammable gases or liquids such as butane or propane, which is prohibited under Massachusetts state law. The incident was not reported to police when it originally occurred in late February. Officials only learned of the incident after it was documented in the Massachusetts Burn Injury Reporting System. The man, who was not identified, was treated at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston. An investigation is underway. 29 communities across Vermont have now voted to opt in to retail cannabis sales. Cannabis was on the ballot in 40 communities across Vermont on March 1st. Voters in at least 29 of those communities chose to opt in to having adult use dispensaries locate in their city or town. Some of the communities include Manchester, Essex, Springfield, and Rutland. The state will begin accepting license applications for integrated licensees, small cultivators, and testing laboratories starting April 1st. In Massachusetts legislative news, an omnibus bill tackling host community agreements, social equity funding, and social consumption has made it out of the Joint Committee on Cannabis Policy and is now before the House and Senate Committee on Ways and Means. Under the bill, the Cannabis Control Commission would be required to certify that host community agreements comply with the law prior to issuing a license. There also would be established a trust to make grants and loans available to social equity program participants and economic empowerment applicants to start their cannabis businesses. The trust would be funded by a one-time $10 million transfer from the general fund. Finally, the social consumption component of the bill will fix an error that has prevented this new type of license from moving forward. This bill directs Secretary of State Bill Galvin to prepare a form for citizens and local officials to use to facilitate the opt-in process to authorize social consumption. For more information on the bill, as well as links to the text of the bill, please visit necnewstoday.com. In Massachusetts news, a cannabis company has sued HSBC Bank after wiring a scammer $459,000. Bud's Goods and Provisions in Abington is holding HSBC Bank responsible for $459,000 that was sent to an online scammer. According to Worcester Superior Court records, Bud's Goods Chief Executive Officer Alexander Mazin fell victim to a business email compromise scam. The scammer impersonated one of Bud's Goods construction vendors, sending instructions to pay a $459,000 invoice through wire transfer. The scammer accepted the payments through an account at HSBC Bank. Bud's Goods believes that HSBC Bank did not act responsibly and that their inaction allowed the scammer to commit the fraud. Connecticut has debuted their first recreational cannabis license applications. Connecticut opened the process for entrepreneurs to submit adult use marijuana applications in February. Retailers and cultivators from disproportionately impacted areas and delivery services are some of the first cannabis license types available. Connecticut closes applications for each license type after 90 days. The state will make an equal number of licenses available to both social equity and general applicants. This is exciting news for Connecticut, and we look forward to hearing about the applicants for licensing soon. NEC News Today recently visited the new vertically integrated adult use dispensary called Harbor House Collective in Chelsea, Massachusetts, to explore their house-made product selections. We were quite pleased with the flower and concentrate variety available. Their Albarino and kosher kush strains were particularly fresh and well-grown. For a full review of our experience at Harbor House Collective, as well as their in-house flower and oleo concentrates, please visit our website at necnewstoday.com. In Rhode Island news, legislators recently unveiled a bill to legalize marijuana in the state. A plan to legalize marijuana for adults in Rhode Island has been introduced by state legislators. This is not the first attempt to legalize adult use marijuana in Rhode Island. Last year, the House and Senate could not reconcile disagreements, including who would regulate the cannabis industry. The new bill establishes a Cannabis Control Commission to oversee the implementation of adult use legalization and eventually oversight of the medical marijuana program after a transfer from the Department of Business Regulation. Let's hope they can work that out this year. Tiny Trap Concerts held its first pop-up show at Western Front Dispensary recently in Chelsea, Massachusetts. Every other month, Tiny Trap Concerts plans to perform live music and visual art shows at dispensaries in Massachusetts with vendors, giveaways, and more. DJ Outlaw, Tori, Done Deal, and Tony Bodega performed at the event. Tickets ranged between $30 and $50, with a portion of the proceeds going to help individuals with non-violent cannabis offenses. The traveling concert series was sponsored by Just Incredible Cultivation, Can Drinks, We Can Deliver Boston, and Rhythm and Raps. There was a good crowd based on the social media videos we have seen, and it seems like a great idea. For more information on these events, go to Tiny Trap Concerts on Instagram. In New Hampshire, a new legalization effort has received bipartisan support from House members. 235 New Hampshire legislators from across the aisle recently voted to support legislation that would legalize adult use marijuana. House Bill 1598 would put the State Liquor Commission in charge of regulating the legal marijuana market. A committee will now iron out some of the financial aspects of the legislation. Any effort to legalize marijuana must first receive support from the New Hampshire Senate, which may prove to be difficult. We at NEC News Today do hope the Senate will give support to this legislation. For more information on the bill, please check out the article at necnewstoday.com. Alternative Compassion Services has opened a new medical marijuana dispensary in Hull. The dispensary, located at 175 George Washington Boulevard, is the first cannabis establishment to open in the town of Hull. The company made the announcement on their Instagram page as well as their email newsletter. The Hull dispensary will serve medical marijuana patients who are registered in the state's medical use of marijuana program. ACS also operates a medical dispensary in Bridgewater at their cultivation and product manufacturing facility. I, for one, am happy to see new medical marijuana dispensaries still opening up. Police in Maine and Massachusetts caught suspects breaking into dispensaries in both states, apprehending 4 men. 2 dispensaries in Rowley, Massachusetts, and Kind Farms Reserve in Berwick, Maine, were broken into. The dispensary video from Cape Ann Cannabis showed masked individuals getting out of a white vehicle and using a hammer to gain entry. Merchandise that was taken included vape pen batteries and a metal cash drawer. Captain Locke of the Berwick, Maine Police Department pursued a small white vehicle leaving Kind Farms Reserve after finding the front door broken and the alarm ringing. Massachusetts State Police later located the same vehicle in Haverhill along Route 495 and apprehended 4 men. One of the men arraigned in Newburyport District Court is facing charges of breaking and entering, malicious destruction of property less than $1,200, and having burglarious tools. Berkshire Roots wants to add medical patient access to their adult use store in East Boston. In what could only be considered a good sign for the future longevity of the Massachusetts medical marijuana program, Berkshire Roots in East Boston, which opened for adult use in 2020, is now asking for permission to add medical sales to their Meridian Street location. We will keep you updated if and when medical sales become available at this location, and we will be there to cover it for you. Last but not least, we have a story to share about Massachusetts Recreational Consumer Council co-founder who recently released a song about leaving the cannabis industry. Sonia Espinoza, also known as Sonia Erica, co-founded Massachusetts Recreational Consumer Council in 2016. Today, she's the lead vocalist for Death is a Business. She took to Facebook to share her latest single, Golden Boy, which she described as being about her time in the Massachusetts cannabis industry. "I no longer work in the weed industry," Sonia wrote to her followers on Facebook, "and I made a song about it. I think many of us will relate and resonate with this." The music video includes footage and photos taken during her time advocating with the organization. If you're interested in listening to the song Golden Boy, please visit Sonia Erica's artist page on Spotify or on YouTube. We included the links to the song on our website as well. For the absolute latest New England cannabis news, head on over to necnewstoday.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to NEC News Today on YouTube, Rumble, or BitChute for more great content, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of the show. For New England Cannabis News Today, this is Jeremiah McKinnon, reminding you to always use cannabis responsibly and enjoy your cannabis-filled adventures throughout New England.